All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. Let's get this started. The clue channel says short answer is yes. Let's see. Okay, I got to see what the question is. You got to tell me what the question is, brother, because there isn't a question in the title as far as I know. Sometimes people change the title for me. Let's see. Clue channel as displayed today. LOL. All right. Salutes. Educated Tyrone. Oh yeah, he had words to say about you too. Trust me, it is amazing when the I'm just well, I'll save this for the actual show, and which happens in 3 minutes and 47 seconds. All right, so let's see. Uh, let's see. He would do anything for money. Real talk. Exactly. Okay, is Obsidian crazy? Um, I don't like to use the word crazy because that has specific clinical, you know, implications. I will say that he seems to be desperate for attention. And since the bulk of his attention comes from negative interaction, like he's going at somebody, he's chronically going at somebody, it comes off as crazy. He's a shock jock, in other words. So, yeah. But, once again, we'll get into that. Let's see. Uh, will there be a new big three in the Black Mano? I don't think so. I mean, we have the founding fathers of something. That's it. They're the founding fathers of a thing. You know, I just kind of got like I don't know. Black Manosphere is one of those titles that is just kind of like bestowed on people, and it was bestowed on me, and I just kind of went with it because why not? At least at the time. But what I found is that you group yourself in and you accept the criticisms of people that whose views don't necessarily reflect yours when you group yourself together with them. Now, it used to be that we had a core view, and that was anti-gynocracy, but now we don't have that in common. So, if that is the direction the manosphere is going, then of course I'm not manosphere because I am anti-gynocracy. And having women lead the manosphere would not be in the interest. It would not reflect my core values. So, yeah, there's that. All right, let's see. Opportunistic. Yeah, I think that that's a better word for it, especially since he said, I'll do anything legal for money. You know, that sounds like, well, I'm not even going to get into that. Just got here, but let's go. We will go in 1 minute and 44 seconds. I got too many. I got too many screens up. Give me a second. All right. With that, I can come back to that later. All right, that's better. All right, get rid of that one too. Okay, let's see. Fire emojis. Let's see. Got 1 minute to go. Salute to everybody. Uneducated Lame says, I think he's trying to pull a KS. He's going after women because he's only gotten so far with men. Well, Kevin Samuels don't pander to women. You see, Kevin Samuels maintained his views, and when I say views, I mean like point of views. He surpassed his views, but he maintained his point of views about women, and he shared those point of views to the women themselves. Obsidian is pandering to women. But correct me if I'm wrong. Like, did Kevin Samuels say, hey, a woman should be a leader of the Kevin Samuels show? That's not something that he did. Sun is Hot Ross, salute. Sexy Red, salute. Or Sexy Red TV. Okay, name change. All right, cool. All right, let's see. He won't let go of the title. And yeah, which is why I was considering, I've been playing around with the thought of a different title for myself, a different umbrella to place myself under, which I may share with y'all later in the stream or I'll do a big reveal. But The show is about to start. So, welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. And today we are going to review some Mumia Obsidian Ali content. Apparently, at 7 something in the morning, my time, he decided to talk shit about me. Now, to be fair, I expected it. And I'm really not against him wanting to or doing that. I criticized what he's doing, and he criticized, well, me. Now, let's go there for a second. You know what he always says about ad hominem attacks? When you have nothing else, that's what you do, something along those lines. So, yeah, all of the attacks were really about me and my style of content creation. And particularly my use of the word penis, which is really just a catchphrase, but he tried to do a psychoanalysis of it. I was like, okay, one could do a psychoanalysis of bend over my couch, or I want the women to bathe in their blood, or it's kind of weird that he would go there, but we'll get into that. Let me bring up the video. All right. Hopefully, yeah, that was one of the ones I took down. All right. Give me a second. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. Hit that like button. Don't forget to do that. And we will get on with it. All right. So I'll tell you all where I'm at in the stream as I do it. So this is his most recent stream entitled Why I Left the Bernard Riley Show but will never leave the Black Manosphere. Okay, so I didn't see the whole thing. Like I say, he did it very early my time. So, yeah. But I'm assuming that in the beginning he was talking about why he left Bernard Riley's show. For those of you who don't know, I think it was yesterday. He had a lot of crap to say about Pookie Ray Ray, and he asked me to come up. He asked Angry Man to come up, and when that, or no, he didn't ask Angry Man to come up. I'm sorry, but he left the show because he didn't want to speak to neither myself or Angry Man, which is understandable, and perhaps he was given an explanation on why he did that. So I think that some people may have misread it or misunderstood what he was saying, and thought that he left like he'll never be on the Bernard Riley show again. And fortunately, that's not the case for those of you who are his fans and fans of Mumia Obsidian Ali. So yeah, fans of either of them or both. All right, so at the 2 hour and 12-minute mark, I wrote down the time. Let me find out why I wrote down that time. So once again, hit the like button while I do this. And fair use. Here we go.
In Black America, Pookies, Ray Ray, street identified dudes, whatever word you want to use, the 75%. For those who don't know why I keep saying 75%, I did my own census of the Black Manosphere, and I determined that 75% of the rank and file in the Black Manosphere are Pookie identified, whereas the other 25% are EL identified, educated lame or penguin identified. So,
okay, that's why I put this timestamp in there. Educated lame or penguin identified. So at first he was the voice of the everyday brother. Now he's calling educated lames penguin identified. And for those of you who don't know, people refer to him in a derogatory sense. I haven't done this, but people refer to him in the derogatory sense as the penguin because of his stature and his cane. So immediately he talks about, well, not immediately because we're hours in, but he groups himself with the educated lame. But apparently you need to meet two criterias to be educated lame. And that is educated and lame. Obsidian, you're not educated. You're not educated. I want to group all the educated lames together and call them the penguin because they're with me and I'm part of this 25%. No, you're not. You are not educated. But I read, you're not educated. Self-taught autodidact, you're not educated. But I want to be an educated lame. I wanna. Yes, I understand. You want to find your tribe. I get it. Your tribe was the voice of the everyday brother. And now you abandon that tribe for an imaginary degree in autodidactism. So you can say, I'm an educated lame. Very interesting. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and then I'm just gonna skip to the 2 hours and 16-minute portion.
That's why I say 75%. And see, you're supposed to just take it. Like if you're educated lame, you're somebody that's on the outside, you're supposed to just quietly move out. Move out in the middle of the night. You're supposed to just quietly leave. No, I'm not leaving.
You're not in. You're not in to leave. Why are you trying to be the voice of the educated lame when you're just lame? Like, you're not educated. How dare you try to treat us educated lames like you're not educated? And trust me, this isn't me saying that educated brothers are better than non-educated brothers, because that would mean that before my education I was worse. I'm not that type of dude. But don't be like, oh, you're like me. I don't do that. I don't go to people that went to Harvard and Stanford and say, yeah, Ivy League people like me. Us Ivy League lames, right? I should be your leader. Jesus. This is who y'all. If you are an educated man and you choose him to be your spokesperson, I would question the institution from which you got educated. Somebody said, I wrote a book. Okay. You can be intelligent without being educated. You can also be unintelligent and write a book, but I'm not going to go there. What I'm going to say is, you're taking the educated lame persona and you're not educated. That's all I want to say. All right. Useless Familiar says, good point about that bend over the couch thing. Why would one need to say that all the time? Like it's special? Because for some people, it is special. Some people spent their teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s not, and a portion of their 50s not having anybody to bend over their couch. For that person, it would be special. But not going to go there. All right. Oh, crap. Pressed the wrong button. Let me go back. Hold on. Because it was getting good.
Well, to Black Dante's point.
All right. This is when Pablo comes in. Salute to Pablo. Pablo Frescobar. I guess I'll go 12 minutes 44. Let's do that. All right.
And see, you're supposed to just take it. Like if you're educated lame, you're somebody that's on the outside, you're supposed to just quietly move out. Move out in the middle of the night. You're supposed to just quietly leave. No, I'm not leaving. Well, to Black Dante's point, I agree. Ali needed praise. Black Dante said these might be good for business. Ali needed praise. Wake up, gorilla. We in Manila.
Okay. So now he's basically saying beef is necessary, which is which is why we're all seeing this change in Obsidian, because beef is necessary. We know he's about the money, and beef generates money. Let's be clear. When he did this show announcing that he was, about the women leading the manosphere or something like that, when he did that show, he had like 175. He was beefing with people earlier this morning, had like 500 people. So beef sells amongst black people. Hit the like button. He understands that. So, and he made a name on beef with black female fuckery. BFF was him. He made this whole thing about BFF, BFF, beef, 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 BFF, BFF, beef, beef, beef. And now he decided to go in a different direction. And this is because he fantasizes about being Kevin Samuels. Kind of like he was fantasizing about being Alan Roger Curry. And this isn't what I said. This is what Alan Roger Curry said that Kevin Samuels said about Obsidian. That he wants to be you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I guess he does want to be Alan Roger Curry because Alan Roger Curry is educated. Though not lame. At least I don't think so. But let's continue, shall we? Let's go to the 12-minute and, or 2 hours and 16-minute mark.
When you keep your mouth shut until you can produce some documentation as to what the hell you're talking about. You put it in writing. I want a response in writing. You said in writing that I'm a liar, so I want you to write why I'm a liar.
Okay, so for those of you who need to know, at this point, Pablo is talking about Sister George. Sister George called him a liar. He said put it in writing, and there was a brief back and forth between him and Sister George.
In writing.
Oh. This sounds like something personal. I have no idea what the hell this is going. All right, so in any event, now going back to our topic. So interesting point about the documentation. That brings me to GameChanger, because he wants to do his pop psychological analysis about me. Says that I have an inferior.
That brings me to GameChanger. What? Pablo talking to Sister George brings you to me? I get it. There's some things you want to get off your chest about me, so go for it. Go for it. You did your Google stuff. So now you could come back because you really didn't have anything yesterday. But you Googled stuff, and now you are going to come back full self-taught autodidact, polymath. Oh, and I'm going to get into that. I am definitely going to get into that whole self-aggrandizing statement that he always gives. I'm definitely going to get into that. But in the meantime, out of nowhere, he segues to my name so he can, come fully prepared. Well, let's see how prepared you are, and let's see how much of what you say is about me or you. Okay, Stefan, Educated Tyrone says, Obsidian keeps making it seem like I act like I'm a ladies' man when he's the one who said he could take my 26-year-old chick if he took her to his meetup. Or excuse me, if I took her to his meetup. Okay. Okay. So here's what I mean by inferiority complex. I don't know anything about your 26-year-old chick. I do know that you probably was attracted to her for reasons other than her education. And the reason why I say that is because he might not be interested in her in that regard. Not saying that he could take her if he wanted to, but I'm just saying that he wouldn't be interested in her in that way. You see, Obsidian looks for reasons, looks for people to compensate the things that he feel inferior about. For example, he's a short man, so he gets with a tall woman. He's an uneducated man, so he gets with a hyper-educated woman. He gets with women based on his inferiority and insecurities. This is what makes him feel secure. Being a short man with a tall woman makes him feel tall. And being an uneducated man, and I might be including high school in that. I think he actually is not high school educated either. Being a uneducated man in the company of a hyper-educated woman makes him feel educated. So much so that he wants to be the voice of the educated lane. You know, the 25%. Yeah. Yeah. All right, what's next? All right. My Nagaga GC. Salute to you. Salute to you, Chris G. All right. And let's continue.
Superiority complex. I think he has a complex too, since we're going to play pop psychologist here. And he says, he says always talks about how he's so smart, and I never said anything about that. Actually, you have, Game Changer. What you do is you always try to play gotcha.
All right. So shout out to AM1. Shout out to Town Biz. Salute to you. Salute to you, brother. So he said that you're Pookie. You see, here's the thing. Obsidian has extraordinary short-sightedness. Like some people only see black and white, and he only sees educated Lane and Pookie and Ray Ray. There are a lot of people who are both educated in Pookie, who are both Lane in Pookie, who are, I mean, there's so many different shades of gray, it's ridiculous. And then not to mention the other colors, orange, yellow, you know, red, blue, purple, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's so much that he don't see. I mean, he divided the entire manosphere into two categories. Pookie, which AM1, that's my dude. I would not classify him as Pookie. And Educated Lane. And AM1, that's my dude. I would not classify him as that either. I would not classify Bernard as any of those things. But when you only have two buckets, he just puts people in buckets randomly. Not a dynamic thinker.
You always try to play gotcha, and it never works. And the reason why it never works is, well, one major reason, because you're not very well read. You're not very well informed. You're not very well read. You're not curious.
This man reads all the stray articles on Google just to say he's well read to compensate for the fact that he's not educated. It is a damn shame. His insecurities is like Super Saiyan level. Yeah, he's projecting. And he's going to get into more projection. Oh, believe you me. Believe you me, he is going to get into more projections.
You're just, stuck on your, everybody knows it, right? We all know who GameChanger is, right? Because we can always count on him at some point in his, diatribe. We can always count on, especially if there's women present. Have anybody noticed about GameChanger? He always does this when women are present. He will always, at some point, talk about my penis, my penis. Penis. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I do. Not necessarily my penis. the way the phrase goes is penis, penis. But he threw the word my in. Okay, I do that. I do it for a number of reasons. One, to talk about the Freudian sense, the penis envy that women have. And this is something that I bring up from time to time when I am talking to a, feminist or something like that. Like, you want to have my penis. That's on one end. And then on the other end, I call out the denial that women have when they pretend like they want a certain type of man, meaning a man that they can control. I say, no, you do not want that. In all honesty, the reason that you're here is because you want my penis. But Mumia Obsidian Ali doesn't see it that way. He interprets it in a very, very peculiar way. By the way, how often does he talk about his BJC? You know, his big, juicy, dot, dot, dot. But I digress, because he's not projecting here. Let's get on with it.
My penis! And I'm sitting there like, what makes you think that women are interested in anything from you? What honestly makes you think that? That is narcissism at its finest.
What makes you think that they aren't? That's haterism at its finest. Now, once again, when I say my, I'm just talking about those of my type. I'm not really talking about my individual penis because I'm a talking chess piece that don't really give a damn about the pleasure of women sexually. So, I'm not really talking about mine in a literal sense. I'm just saying those are my type. You know, the, I guess, actual educated lames. But we know of at least 12 of them that wasn't interested in yours in high school. Oh. Okay, let's continue.
And I don't know if he's just that unaware or he is aware and he just don't give a fuck. Personally, I think it's leaning toward the latter. Penis! Yeah, I mean, really, you'll be talking to GameChanger and you could be talking about gardening, better homes and gardens. And he'll just bust out of nowhere. But did I tell you about my penis?
I don't remember having that conversation about better homes and gardening. But okay.
Really? What the hell? What the hell? So I said, you know what? Maybe it's Tourette's syndrome he's got. I don't, no. You know what it is? He's a troll. And there is extensive psychological studies about trolls. And he wants to say I got an inferiority complex. I say that he is a clinical troll.
A clinical troll. That is a new one. A clinical troll. So you go to a psychologist and they say, yes, I have your diagnosis and you're a troll. Like, excuse me? A troll. A clinical troll. That's a clinical term now. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Oh, before I continue, let's see. When I got tested for AT program, AT, I know that's advanced testing or something like that. In third grade, I had a 10th grade reading level. That's very impressive. And I mostly read Game Informer magazines and Chronicles of Narnia books. Okay. No, that's good that you so you're the one that he was attacking for his literacy. Yeah. Well, he likes to attack the plurality of black men because it's easier to do that than it is to confront the individual. See, because of his inferiority complex, he has to feel superior to the plurality of black men. So if he reads on a 9th grade level, oh, the black man only reads on an 8th grade level. Therefore, I'm educated relative to them. No, you're a dumbass of all races. I shouldn't say that. I should just say that you're uneducated of all races. Stop trying to call yourself educated lame. You're just lame. All right. Will Brown, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, man.
He's a troll.
Okay, I'm a troll.
And I want to share with you from the Psychology Today website. This came out 2 years ago. What make internet trolls tick?
Please.
New research on the dark tetrad and loneliness eliminates online abuse. Link is in the chat room.
Okay. Let's have it.
This is written by Grant Hillary Brenner, MD. Loneliness is a powerful psychological, emotional, and behavioral state as associated with significant risks to mental and physical health.
It is true.
Online trolling is a huge and growing problem as well. According to the Pew Research Center, Online Harassment 2017, 41% of Americans have themselves experienced online harassment, and over 60% report having been witness to such actions.
Okay. So trolling, there's an association. Now, the author hasn't yet made the association, but I think he's going to later in the article. But there's an association between trolling people and loneliness. Okay, fair enough. I'll get into that when the doctor talks about it.
While many of these behaviors are of the milder variety, nearly 20% of people in the Pew study reported they had been subjected to particularly severe forms of harassment online, such as physical threats, harassment over a sustained period, sexual harassment, or stalking.
I wonder if Derek Jackson was one of the 20% of people who took this survey talking about actually stalking somebody. I wonder if that's the case. Just throwing it out there.
Giving rising rates of both loneliness and online harassment, and the research review below, are they related? So my question becomes, when you have a guy that every interaction that he has with a woman online at some point devolves to his penis, is that harassment? I don't know.
I think harassment would be more of the variety of if it was the same woman, and I just said penis. I think that that's more harassment. However, if a penis, unlike a BJC, comes up in a conversation, then I would say it in a hyperbolic way because part of what I do is entertain. Now, hopefully you never mention the word penis to Derek Jackson, but would the thing that you do and did to Derek Jackson, followed him in his book tour, sent your woman in the ladies' room to gauge what the women feel about him, and then announce on your channel how much the women in the ladies' room that you had your girl stalk want his penis. See how it applies to men too? Why are you talking about this man's penis and the women who desire his penis? Why do you call him a select fuckboy? Fuck meaning something that he can do. Why do you call him cad? Why are you constantly talking to a man that doesn't talk to you ever? Ever. You literally stalked him in person. I've met several people. If AM1 is still in there, if AM1 is still in the chat room, shout out to you. Shout out to you, AM1. I met several people in person. It wasn't stalking because he knew I was coming. AM1, where you at? I'm in town. I'm downtown. I'm in downtown Oakland. All right, I'm gonna come through. I'm in town also. You at that cafe that you be kicking it at? Yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, bet. I'll be there. I come through and I'm invited. It's not stalking when you're invited. Hey, Ike, oh, give me in. Hey, what's up, GC? Nothing much, man. I hear you heading to Africa pretty soon. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be out there for 6 months. All right, well, why not meet up with your boy before you go? You're like, okay, bet. How about Wednesday? Like, yeah, Wednesday's cool. You picked a restaurant. Like, all right, GC, come through. Oh, by the way, you got to have a clean vaccine or a clean, test in order to come through. That's not stalking. You, on the other hand, when you're online doing a whole bunch of this, where's Derek Jackson going to be at? Where's Derek Jackson? Where's Derek Jackson? Oh, he has a book signing on such and such day. Okay. I'm going to invite myself. I'm going to, hide my identity when I purchase the tickets, and then I am going to sneak up on him. I'm going to sit in the back, and because I'm short, he won't see me. And I am going to duck down a little bit. I'm going to watch him. And I'm going to listen to the women and how they feel about his penis. His penis. Oh, his penis. The precious. And then he sends his lady friend into the bathroom to stalk his subscribers. And then talks about it and say, I'm an expert swordsman or some crap like that. Okay. All right.
I have no idea.
Well, Obsidian, I'm going to step down and get back to my my duties here. But appreciate you having me up. And Sister George, I'll be waiting for that essay in any chat room near you. I'll be waiting for
it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dr. Wesker says, C. Boogie mentioned GC's appearance before. He said it's understandable that he won't show his face. There you go.
I do show my face. Okay.
Jess Baba says, I'm not a troll. I'm here to support my mama. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. It was someone else. Sun is Hot Rod says, but why would GC be lonely when he has a woman, does he? I mean, can anybody independently verify that?
Okay, so now he's just putting a burden of proof on me, and this is what they all do when they want to come against me. I haven't seen his face, haven't heard his girl, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even though I have, done that on this show. But nevertheless, that's really irrelevant. Because basically, he is setting a criteria of men. You can only speak on relationship issues if a woman has validated you to do so. I repeat, he's trying to set a precedent to where you can only speak on relationship issues if you're in a relationship with a woman, meaning that those are the only ones who can have valid opinion. You see how much that empowers women? Notice how a woman can be single. I'm talking about completely single, not just unmarried. They can be unmarried, no boyfriend, and haven't had a boyfriend in years. Let's just say somebody like Chrissy or maybe even Cynthia G. And they can have an opinion. And other women don't say, oh, yeah, but you got to have them. No, you don't. You don't. But that is what Obsidian is doing now. He's empowering women. Let's continue.
Why didn't you say all of this yesterday to GC, though? Yesterday, though, oh man, because he's not on my level. That's why. I am establishing a hierarchy.
On his level, hierarchy. He wants to be at the top of hierarchy of uneducated, or excuse me, of educated lames. Obsidian, a uneducated person, wishes to be at the hierarchy of educated lames. It makes sense when you don't think about it. And once he's at that hierarchy, he's going to say women should be in charge. Once he's at the top of the hierarchy, he's going to say, why not have women in charge? I'm establishing a hierarchy. Jessica X, Sister George, me, and then the man of the manosphere. Hierarchy. It's a hierarchy.
Generals don't answer the privates.
Generals are educated.
That's why. I respond at my own place, time, and choosing. I am establishing the pecking order. All black men are not the same. Some.
Okay. Fellas, listen and listen to me good. He is establishing a pecking order. If you are with Obsidian and his pecking order, then you are beneath him and all the women he chooses to put above himself. Again, that is the pecking order. It goes any woman that gives Obsidian attention, Obsidian, and then anybody who claims to be, I don't know, a penguin.
Some of us are better than others. So we playing that game now. Yep, we are. We are. Generals don't explain themselves to privates. That's why. Let's continue with the Psychology Today article,
please,
shall we? Loneliness and aggression are correlated. Wow.
Loneliness and passivity are correlated. Pretty much every personality type that exists can also include loneliness. Lonely guys are aggressive. I'm pretty sure that there are some people who are both lonely and aggressive. There are also some people who are extraordinarily shy and timid that are lonely. But, Obsidian.
As researcher Keita Masai from the Department of Psychology at Ottoman Gakuin University in Japan notes, loneliness
sounds like a woman, but okay.
In addition to being a source of unwellness and personal suffering, can spell trouble for others as well. Masui.
All right, let me read this. A couple of things in the chat room was said. Obsidian is the white guy. Hit the like button, by the way. Obsidian is the white guy who got into Harvard on legacy and harasses black men who got in on full academic ride. Obsidian did not get into Harvard. Okay, thanks for stopping through, Danica. It says, JC the Conqueror, stop capping for him. Oh, I didn't know somebody was capping for him. Okay, well, kudos to them. All right. But somebody said something. Let's see. Okay, we don't need masculine women in charge. That's out of order. We must have masculine men in charge. Well, yes, but we don't need feminine women in charge either, because a feminine woman wouldn't want to take charge of men. So the whole concept of trying to put them in charge of men is regarded, or excuse me, here's a better word, is stupid. It's pretty stupid. But what do I know? It's not like I'm educated or anything. Oh, wait. Never mind. All right. Next, we have, I've been saying it for a while, most of the black manosphere is purple pill. Most of these dudes can't let of the daggle. Oh, I think you mean like can't let go of the daggle. Okay. I started seeing it in 2016. Yeah. There's truth in that. And Danica Marie, thanks for coming through, love. I appreciate you stopping through. Appreciate the 100 shot. Thanks, love. All right. I'll keep that up there for a while. All right. Oh, by the way, let me find that book. I keep misplacing it. It's a very thin book. Very thin book, easy read. It's one of the things that Obsidian didn't read because he don't believe that women should not be in charge. But by definition, that's what submission means. Basic. The name of the book is "Submission is not the enemy. It is a healthy way." Submission is not the enemy by Danica Bell. Check it out. Good book. Have it. Just don't know where it's at right now. But that book brings up something interesting. Read it cover to cover. Quick read, easy read. And never did she say that women should be leading large groups of men. I just don't understand the thinking, the end goal where he was saying that women should be the leaders of the manosphere. But what do I know? Other than the stuff I learned in college and the stuff you didn't finish in high school. All right.
Reviews the literature on loneliness and aggression. Because loneliness represents a state of chronic frustration and unmet need, it can trigger aggression toward others as a way to discharge tension or express oneself, even if in maladapted ways. You know how GameChanger, who supposedly has a woman in his life, always devolves to talking about his penis when women are about. Isn't that interesting? Why does he need to keep doing that? Why?
I've explained it earlier. Why do you need to keep talking about your BJC?
I think this article says that. But first, Regular Douglas says, isn't this hypocritical though, Obsidian? Isn't that the same fallow measuring contest you spoke so adamantly against? No, actually, I'm in favor of it. I'm in favor of dick measuring right here.
A nice, big, juicy.
Yeah.
That's interesting because when I talk about it, it has a number of meanings, primarily psychological and really a symbol of desire for masculinity. But no, you actually play porn snippets when talking about it. Oh, but this isn't talking about me. It's just talking about internet trolls. You know, the type of people that stalk people at book signing events.
Let's continue the article, shall we? Research shows that experience and traits related to loneliness have been found, for example, in perpetrators of school shootings, where a history of bullying and rejection sets the stage for tragedy. Other studies reviewed confirm that lonely adolescents are more likely to be physically and emotionally aggressive, and that when people are bullied in the real world, they are more likely to act out on the internet. So one would expect loneliness to be a multiplier when it comes to internet trolling, which itself is correlated to dark tetrad personality traits of Machiavellianism, psychopathy, everyday sadism, and narcissism. The dark tetrad is different from the dark triad in that in addition to narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy, it also includes a direct measure of sadism. Sadism.
Somebody said that he had his Pornhub tab open. Well, there's nothing really wrong with that, but it is wrong to have these critiques of somebody and then at the same time have your Pornhub tab open. Actually, I heard about that.
When people get pleasure and gratification, especially with a sexual charge, from the pain, suffering, or humiliation of others. That's you, GameChanger. You get off on treating, women badly.
Yes. Yes, I do. However, it's not my definition of bad, nor is it their definition of bad. It's your definition of bad. Am I a sadist? Yes. Do I like to pull hair? Yes. Do I like to spank? Yes. Do I like to chain? Yes. Do I like to bite a nice ample sized booty? Yes. Do I like to choke? Just a little bit, not strangle? Yes. And there's many other things that I like. Many, many other things. That would put me in a category, a BDSM category of sadist, and I am that. That is what I like to do sexually. One of the great many things. And you would judge me for this. Now, I'm saying that to make a point. Obsidian, there's something wrong with a person that likes to smack a nice round buttocks. There's something wrong with a person that likes that, but you would say that pegging is okay. Now, to each his own. I like what I like, which you find unacceptable. But what do you find acceptable? A woman putting a strap on around her waist, bending a guy over, and pegging him. We all have our kinks. These are mine. And you're okay with those. Okay. We're different.
You do. Wait, are you citing yourself? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. How many times has a GameChanger said that it's okay to lie to women?
It is okay to lie to women. And it's okay to lie to men. It's okay to lie to children. Sometimes it's just okay to lie.
Alan Roger Curry reamed him out for that. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Oh, we have Zoomer Generation. He's back again. He says, why do women peg men? I don't know. Ask your mom. Sounds like she's been pegging you for a good long minute. Ask your mom.
Huh, that's a very dark place to take it. So apparently pegging is okay, but if somebody brings that up, if they're committing some type of strange form of incest. But I'm wrong for liking to literally smack it up, flip it, rub it down. I'm wrong because I want to eat a Jello pudding snack out of a black woman's natural hair. I'm wrong for these things.
And we know that trolls never show their face. Trolls try to keep as little of their personal life as possible hidden because they, in truth, they don't have a life. Trolls do all kinds of things. The manosphere has fallen, not as far as your face, I'm afraid, my dear. Because we all know that isn't really your picture. I saw your actual picture on your Facebook. That's not you. Zoomer says I'm at home alone at the moment. This article speaks for you, brother.
Okay, so now he's talking about people in the chat room. I'm gonna. Country Boy says, likewise, I'm also into the whole BDSM Christian Grey type of adult fun. People have their kinks. That's part of being an adult. Like some people who the sex is like this. The more you get it, the more extravagant you want it. But If you just now started, then you're just happy to bend somebody over your couch. Just saying.
From Psychology Today, this is you. Let's continue, shall we? Of the 4 tetrad traits, psychopathy. Wait a minute, before we go any further, doesn't GameChanger always talk about get me a sandwich? Get me a sandwich?
No. No, I say get me a sandwich. Get it right, general. I say get me a sandwich. And yes, I do say that. You see, he wants to be your leader. However, he has problems with the concept of women submitting. Women want to be submissive. Shout out to Danica Marie. The name of the book is Submission is Not the Enemy, but it is Obsidian's enemy. It is Obsidian's enemy. A man makes a request or demand or whatever of a woman, and he comes to their defense. This is your leader? This is a manosphere leader? Are you fucking kidding me? He's psychoanalyzing me because I, as a dominant man, like to slap it up, flip it, rub it down, and have her get me a sandwich afterwards. And I'm psychologically wrong? No, I am a real man. You're okay with pegging. That is your normal. I explained to you what's my normal. It's a wonder why you are not into male leadership. Pegging good, getting a sandwich bad. Got it.
It's humiliating behavior. The only thing you're good for is to get me a sandwich. Get me a sandwich.
It's sandwich. And that's not the only thing that they're good for. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Jesus.
And my penis, get me a sandwich. That's humiliating behavior.
Oh my God. I gotta find the book now because she talks about it in the book. So I have like a little library here. And normally here it is. So the thing about your book, Danica, is that it's the same color as my bookshelf. So it was actually laying on the side because it's like a burgundy brown color. Y'all get it. Submission is not the enemy, a key factor to a healthy relationship, right? And yeah, I actually didn't see it because it's the same color as my bookshelf. All right. There was a passage in here that I am going to read. Let's see. If you are a woman reading this book, you more than likely view submission as this outdated, degrading, unnecessary, belittling term and practice that needs to be done away with forever. Oh crap. She just said, if you are a woman reading this, you think submission is, hold on. Degrading, unnecessary, belittling. Let's see what Obsidian has to say when I suggest submission in the form of a sandwich. Let's see what he has to say.
From Psychology Today, this is you.
Well, from Danica Marie, this is you. All right, let's go.
Let's continue, shall we? Of the 4 tetrad traits, psychopathy. Wait a minute, before we go any further, doesn't GameChanger always talk about get me a sandwich? Get me a sandwich. It's humiliating behavior. The only thing you...
Oh! Wow. So you sound like the women that read Danica Marie's book. Why is it that you, a man who's supposed to be a founding father of the manosphere, sound like a woman reading Danica Marie's book? Oh my God. If you are a woman reading this book, you more than likely view submission as outdated, degrading. Now, I'm going to explain the difference between degrading and humiliation. It's really the same thing. It's just that humiliation is a public form of degradation. It's a public form of degradation. So, yeah. But nevertheless, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing to want a submissive woman or even have a submissive woman. And God forbid you ask a woman to get you a sandwich in public. You are humiliating her. You're humiliating her. It's humiliating. This is your man. This is your man.
You're good for is to get me a sandwich. Get me a sandwich. And my penis, get me a sandwich. That's humiliating behavior. That's you right there, GameChanger. You.
Yes, that's me. That's me. Okay.
Of the 4 tetrad traits, psychopathy and everyday sadism have been found to correlate more strongly with internet trolling in previous studies, as well as with cyberbullying. Yeah. Isn't that true? I mean, is what I'm saying with regard to GameChanger true? And here's the thing about it. GameChanger actually thinks that by running around talking about his penis, that's going to actually make black women like bow down and get him a sandwich. Really?
Okay. Before y'all take this negative picture of me, I don't walk around saying, penis, get me a sandwich. He obviously don't understand how domination and submission works, or he's never been in a relationship with a submissive woman. Because he feels that women should be in a dominant position at all times. And anything outside of that is humiliating. I get that you try to feel that way, and that you feel that way about your life. But the problem with that is that men don't want to follow men who are dominated by women. So don't try to lead men while following women. It's a failed plan. Okay, so for those of you who watch Game of Thrones, and there was a guy there, and I say was for a good reason. His name was Khal Drogo. I might be mispronouncing it. Anyway, he was the leader of the Dothraki. And he started the relationship with Daenerys Targaryen as the dominant in the relationship. But then eventually she flipped the switch on him. She flipped the script on him. And then next thing you know, she was running things. And she was even telling him to tell his men how to conduct themselves in war. Men who fight and die for him, she was telling him to tell the men how to behave. A man that was led by a woman was trying to lead men according to what the women was dictating. And then one of the Dothraki, a smaller one, a less talented fighter, says, I'm not going to fight for a man who is led by a woman, a foreign woman at that. I am not going to let you lead men while following a woman. I ain't going to have that. You could rip my throat out and I will be dead before I let you do that. And he killed them. They killed each other. But that's the long and short of the short. That's the long and short of the story. And that was the end of the mighty Khal Drogo. A lot of other stuff happened, but yeah.
That is some sick shit. When you sit down and really think about it. Penis! Really? The hell? So he says that I have an inferiority complex. No, I don't get up every day thinking I'm inferior. You do, but I don't.
I don't get up every day thinking you're inferior. What I do get up thinking is that you're a man who says that he's non-select. You're a man who thinks that he is unworthy of a sandwich. I do think that, because you are that. And if a man actually gets a sandwich, you think that something is wrong with him. And that's your way of coping with the fact that you feel that he's superior to you. All right.
I'm telling you, you're not as smart as me. And I can prove it.
Please. Please attempt to prove it. I would love to hear how you do this.
Because of all the times that you try to play gotcha and it never worked.
Except all the times that I did. I mean, the audience knows, but that's neither here nor there. It's not a matter of trying to play gotcha. It's just pointing out the flaws in your logic.
And you keep trying to do it. And it never works. I mean, I'm starting to feel like the Road Runner and you're like Wile E. Coyote. I mean, come on, stop.
Wile E. Coyote was smart. I should say is smart. He's a cartoon and he lives forever. Wile E. Coyote is extraordinarily smart. The Roadrunner is adept at running away from Wile E. Coyote. Roadrunner, fast and lucky. Wile E. Coyote, genius and tenacious. So yes, that's a good analogy. That is a very, very, very good analogy. You are running away from me. We'll get into that later. But yes, you are the Roadrunner. I am Wile E. Coyote. You see how that works? When I talk about inferiority complex, you see what's going on there? You could have said anything. You could have said Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny. You could have said Tom, Jerry. There is a number of things that you could have said, but you said the Roadrunner. You could have even said Speedy Gonzales, but you said the Roadrunner. A character that runs away from his intellectual superiors. Oh! 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 Meet.
Carl's like, yo, man, the echo pops. I mean, seriously, man. You can count down the minutes to when GameChanger talks about his penis. His penis. You really can. You can count it down. He gets up there. He starts talking.
We're going to count down the minutes on him before he talks about his BJC. Don't worry.
At some point in the interaction, he has to talk about his penis. Yeah. It's something up with that. Then he goes on to talk about, you don't need no woman that's educated. These are all humiliating factors. Now, I know the truth. I know the truth. The truth is he never dated a woman that's really highly educated. We have to wonder why.
Ha! Ha! Okay, Obsidian. Tell yourself that. I stand on my own laurels and I don't need a woman's education to compensate for mine. But let's go there, okay? Let's go there. I'm not sure if Danica Marie is college educated. But how many of you would date her if she's not? Press 1 in the chat if you, all respect to Eric Bell, press 1 in the chat if, absent that situation, you would date an uneducated Danica Marie. Oh wow, just one of you? Okay, they clearly haven't seen you with the lip gloss. So basically, now keep in mind that this is the exact opposite of what his better says. And by better, I mean, St. Kevin Samuels. There we go. Now the ones are coming in. This is not what his better would say. Okay, so she is educated. But assuming that she wasn't, and assuming that Chantel Simone wasn't, how many of y'all would date them regardless? Y'all notice how when Kevin Samuels say, I'm a PhD, what Kevin Samuels is essentially saying is that means nothing to a regular man. That means nothing to a man that knows his value and knows his worth. I'm a PhD. He mocks the women who lean on their education. And now he is saying about the men who seek, who don't care about a woman's education, that there's something wrong with them. No, there's something wrong with you. Because every time Kevin Samuels pushed that button and says, I'm a PhD, you looking around. Where's she at? Where's she at? There's some PhDs in here. Where's she at? Where's she at? Like, it's ridiculous. It's a direct contradiction. Kevin Samuels is explaining to women that their education don't matter. And Obsidian, at the same time, is explaining why a man should seek a woman for their education. It's weird. But what do I know? It's not like I'm educated. All right. Omen likes men with. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. All right. Thanks for the thing. I'm not gonna do that. Number 16. Thanks for the super chat. Well, okay. So William Brown says, Omen followers behind Kevin Samuels, like, yes, master. Listen, I don't have anything against Kevin Samuels. He's been on my show, and I support his message. I'm just saying that Obsidian's message is in opposition. I'll play it again about how he speaks about me for not caring about a woman's education. Danica's educated, I think that Eric would be with her if she wasn't. He probably was with her before she became educated. So let's be clear, it's not that big a deal. Do I not go out with women because they're educated? No, I'm almost completely indifferent. Because I understand that a woman's true value is in her submission, not in her education. But you are different. Not only do you not understand the value of a woman's submission, you scorn men for it. And this is who y'all want to pick as your leader. You scorn men for not overvaluing a woman's education. I'm not college education. Does it matter? Does it matter? Oprah or Danica? Michelle Obama or Danica? You know that chick that built that rocket in her backyard and flew to the moon? Or Danica? Oh, I got one for you. Hold on. Hold on, let me find it. Here we go. All right. This chick here, and she's not just an actress, she's a real neuroscientist. Or Danica. Well, we know what Obsidian would say, and what he would try to get you to say, and what he will shame you for not saying. I might say Hidden Figures chick or Danica. I haven't seen Hidden Figures, but I know Hidden Figures is like porn to Obsidian. I've seen him be watching a movie Hidden Figures like, oh, do those equations, correct that, oh, the square root, integrals, derivatives, pi, oh. Ah, that was some good Pythagorean theorem. That's Obsidian. All right, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna stop using you as an example, Danica. That is Blossom. In addition to being a child actress on a show called Blossom, named after her, she grew up to be a real neurosurgeon. She's a real genius. And that means that she must make a good sandwich. Like, hopefully.
Interaction. He has to talk about his penis. Yeah. It's something up with that. Then he goes on to talk about, you don't need no woman that's educated. These are all humiliating factors.
Is that humiliating? Okay, I know I told you I wasn't going to bring you up, Danica, but do you feel humiliated? Do you feel humiliated for not being educated? If anything, you should be humiliated because Danica's more educated than you. But nevertheless, do you feel humiliated? Is that humiliating, being uneducated? Is Eric humiliated by you? Like, does Eric be like, yeah, this is my girl. Look at her lips, look at her hips, look at her everything, look at her fingertips. But she's not educated, so I'm humiliated. What is wrong with this dude? This is where inferiority comes into play. Yeah, that's what her man is for. That is what her man is for. Oh, an attractive, uneducated woman got with an educated man. Oh, that's how that works. Educated men like attractive women. Educated men like submissive women. Uneducated men like to compensate for their lack of education by getting with educated women. Oh, that's how that works.
Now, I know the truth. I know the truth. The truth is he never dated a woman that's really highly educated. We have to wonder why.
Oh, God. Okay.
He wants to argue the stats. Women only marry successful men. We know that's not true. We know.
Nobody said only. Now, here's what's interesting, and this is why he hates me. So I see Tim Howard was in the chat room saying, why is he coming at you like that? And the reason why he's coming at me like this is because I constantly point out his hypocrisies. He just now said that women only date educated men, and he don't really mean only, or successful men. And then, just like the day before yesterday, he brings up a whole chart saying that educated people are more likely to get married, or high earning people are more likely to get married. He is constantly doing this stuff to himself. He is constantly doing this stuff. Women aren't really interested in high earning men like that. High earning relationships are more successful and they have a lower rate of divorce. You see this? Gosh.
No, that's not true. Come on. Then, of course, there is the coup de grace. This is a man that actually tried to tell me he didn't want to take any instruction from me on how to get a woman. Meanwhile, this is the guy that has to buy a stove from a woman in order to get laid. Let it be said right now that no appliances was bought in the pursuit of me getting the punani. I didn't have to buy a Frigidaire. I didn't have to buy a microwave. I didn't have to buy a toaster oven. I didn't have to buy a toaster. I didn't have to buy hot.
Here we go with the stove thing. When in doubt, go to the stove thing. Okay. For those of you who don't know, while vacationing in the Dominican Republic, I stayed in a young, beautiful woman's apartment for 4 days. During that time, I noticed that she didn't have a stove and I wanted her to cook for me. So I spent $200 and purchased her a stove, which she used to cook for me. Now, considering the money I saved on a hotel, $65 a day, actually was a pretty good deal. Not to mention that she showed me around and stuff and, you know. But he's relying on that. Now, since we're in the mood for calling out hypocrisies, let's go there. Let's just go there. So I'm going to go to his archives and we're going to see how he feels about providing for a woman. But it's wrong if GameChanger does it. But let's oh, maybe it's because she wasn't educated. But let's see. Let's see how he feels about that. All right, give me one moment. Somebody saying save those videos. Yeah, I should. All right. Came across this earlier, but then I clicked off of it, so messed up with that one. But I'm in his page now, and it should come up in a moment. Hold on. Actually, let me see if I could search in his page for the particular word. Give me a moment. Hit the like button while I do this. All right, here we go. Okay, if you are a 50-50 guy, you are a feminist, Democrat, mama's boy, etc., etc., etc. Let's see what he has to say on this one. Fair use, fair use.
It's real. Oh, we got another one. Mr. Stunt Double talking about, I'm not talking about Sturdy Stacy's brother, but I am. See, that's the problem. You're not paying attention. We're talking about Sturdy Stacy. Why? Because she is the face of the Democrat Party. Why? Because she's a liberal and a progressive and a feminist. Why? Because she has made it clear she is not going to do what society tells her to do. She is Sturdy Stacy is the topic. Now, if you don't want to deal with that, then shut the fuck up. Start up your own radio show, and you can talk about whatever you want. I'm driving the bus here, not you.
Oh, speaking of the bus. Oh no. I'm kidding. I wasn't gonna. Obsidian is a high value man that hasn't been riding a bus for decades. Yeah, my mistake. Let me continue.
Now, if that's what you want, you can go and start up your own shit. And hell, if you're good at it, I'll go and listen to it. I got no problem with that. But you're not going to come over here and tell me what the fuck to talk about. Doesn't work like that. I talk about what I talk about. The movie is about what the movie is about. And if you don't like it, you can get your brother. You want your woman to work just as much as you, pay half on the bills, but be a whole woman to you. You are a liberal, feminist, progressive Democrat.
Wait a minute. So you shame men for wanting a woman to work on one hand, and then on the other hand, you shame men who provides provisions for women. Yes, that's an old video. And then on the other hand, you shame men for providing provisions for a woman. Wait a minute. You gotta. I only have a bachelor, so I'm not as educated as Obsidian, apparently. But let me see if I understand this properly. If a man wants a highly educated woman that works and shares 50-50, then he is a feminist, liberal, Democrat, etc., etc., etc. But if he wants to provide for a woman who's not very educated, you bought a stove. I'm trying to see if I understand this. Oh, he's a complete contradiction, hypocrite, troll. And he's psychoanalyzing trolls, and he's talking about himself right now. Got it. Okay, let me see if there's more in this.
That's what you are. That's what you are. And I'm saying you need to embrace that. And all that comes with it. The Sturdy Stacy type chick is for you.
All right, so if you're a guy who, he means Stacey Abrams, but or Adams or whatever, but basically is damned if you do, damned if you don't. Obsidian just like talking down on other men. All right. I hate that this is so long. Yeah. All right. Let's see. There is another thing. I'll play Obsidian's current video while I look up this other point.
I didn't have to buy a hot point stove. I didn't have to buy. I didn't have to buy a freezer. I didn't have to buy a curling iron. I didn't have to buy. I didn't have to buy any barbecue grill with briquettes, charcoal. I didn't have to do any of that. I didn't get any Kenmore. I didn't have to get any. What was the other one? Amana. I didn't have to get a rice cooker. Didn't have to buy any stovetop dressing. Stovetop stuffing with the dressing.
You've never bought a woman food. Okay. So now he's getting carried away. All right, let me see if I can find that. Well, here.
Didn't have to buy an Oster. You know what I'm talking about. The ladies know what I'm talking about. A KitchenAid. I didn't have to buy any KitchenAid. Didn't have to buy any Oster. Didn't have to get a waffle maker. I didn't do all that. Didn't have to buy any coffee mug.
Actually, I never bought a chick a hot plate, but in college, where I dated a large number of college educating women, many of them would come to my place because in the dorms they don't have stoves and some of them didn't have hot plates. So, yeah. Anyway, let me continue.
Mugs. Didn't have to buy a blender. Come on. Buck says when Angry Man was on his show going at people, one item that stood out was how he felt that all black men should be invited to events like the Black Manosphere meetup, regardless of mentality. Well, that's how pookies do. They want to keep coming back to the club, trying to get in the club. No, you can't get in. You keep knocking, but you can't get in. Just Shaw says Frigidaire. Exactly. I didn't have to buy a Frigidaire. And see, the thing about it with me going back to GameChanger is I don't have a problem with BDSM. I'm good with it. But you have to find a woman that's willing to do it. Submit. You have to find a submissive woman. You can't.
What the fuck is wrong with this nigga? When have I ever said to practice BDSM on the unwilling? What the fuck is wrong with this dude? That's a sick proposal. Yes, I feel that women should submit. I think that they would be happier in doing so. Never do I say it should be forced upon them. Get the fuck out of here. For real. Accuse me of some garbage like that. And that's why I'm making this video. Because of all the stuff, I take with a grain of salt. But that part was really just ridiculous. All right. But after he went on his whole diatribe about me and the stove, I want to point something out. Dang, was it this one? Oh, crap. It wasn't this one. All right. I wrote down a bunch of timestamps, but I'm not sure which one was me catching him in another hypocrisy. But we'll come back to it. I'll find it. We'll come back to it. Let me just play this.
And find a submissive woman. You have to find a woman that's willing to be submissive to you. That's the problem. There's a woman out there that's willing to be submissive to your penis. Yeah. And that's probably because you have psychopathic trolling behavior traits. Women have evolved to be on the lookout for like creepy dudes, weird dudes, shit like that. That's an evolved response. Keeps them out of danger.
That explains a lot about you. That explains. So when he talks about women have been evolved to look out for creepy dudes, it really explains why you got shot down 12 times asking women to the prom. Oh! It really explains that. I went to the prom. Very beautiful woman or young lady. You got shot down 12 times. Evolution, nigga. Evolution. Women have evolved to not go to the prom with your ass. Oh!
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. I even had that. Where is that sound clip? I have that. When I was a kid, I used to watch that too. Lost in Space. Yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yeah. Dane C says, what's a press? I think what Sister George was talking about, and she can correct me here, I think she was talking about a French press, a coffee press. You know, a lot of sisters love the French coffee press. That's a lot of sisters like that sort of thing. I didn't have to buy one either for a lady to get laid, by the way. No appliances were purchased in the pursuit of the punani over here.
Okay. All right. Perfect timing. No appliances was purchased in the pursuit of the punani. Now, this is from March 11th. This is from March 11th, just so y'all can see how much of a hypocrite this nigga is. Bernard, simply put, American black women view having a husband slash mate as a compliment to their lives. In short, a husband slash mate provides amenities. Amenities. Oh my God. How fucked up are you to where less than 2 weeks ago, you just uptalked providing amenities? And then you said, and then you tried to get on this high horse, black men off to see things differently. Providing the basics. Oh my God, you fucking hypocrite, you. You are a fucking hypocrite. In every sense of the word. And for those of you who don't know, a stove is an amenity. If you go to a hotel, if you rent a hotel and they list all the amenities, if they have it, they will mention that they have a stove. How much a hypocrite must you be? How much of a hypocrite can you be to not see this shit? And I am constantly pointing this shit out to people, and you hate me for it. And that's why you did that stream this morning. I'm constantly pointing out your simple, hypocritical ass. Constantly. And you are constantly making a goddamn fool of yourself. A week ago, you just said, here, I'll share the screen with that again. Let me just because what I want to do is I want to post up what he said there, and then I want to say, what is it? 13 days later. All right, so J. Let me get this right.
I think she was talking about a French press, a coffee press. You know, a lot of sisters love the French
amenities.
Coffee press.
Amenities.
That's a lot of sisters like that sort of thing.
Amenities.
I didn't have to buy one either for a lady to get laid. By the way.
Amenities. Okay. Amenities.
No appliances were purchased in the pursuit of the punani over here.
Were amenities purchased? Amenities.
So yeah.
Amenities.
Theo in the building. My partner Theo West says the black man.
Okay. So basically, before making fun of the whole appliance thing, he said, and I quote, simply put, American black women view having a husband slash mate as a compliment to their lives. In short, a husband slash mate provides amenities. Black men often see things differently, providing the basics, and then 2 weeks later, I don't provide these things. I don't provide this, and this. I don't provide this, and this. This nigga is all hypocrite. Shout out to Michael Ross. I think I missed some. Yeah, I did. I missed a couple. All right, hold on. Let me go up some more. Mr. Shane Vicious, why are we listening to a non-select dude talk about women with relationships? I think you mean relationships with women, right? Or talk about women. No, he wasn't directly talking about Danica. But it says a dude stuck on Strags at that. Is anyone even taking him seriously? Not really. Not really. But, you know, this had to be done. This had to be done. Number 16 says he has a senior bus card and he gets on from the middle after they let the lift down. And when the bus driver straps him in, he says, "Thank you." You cold blooded, man. You cold. I'll read that one because it's not like the last one, but yeah, you a cold piece, number 16. All right. So let me continue.
Manosphere meetup is a private event. Only like-minded men accepted. Yes. Now let me go back to Angry Man. Let me switch gears back over to him.
Okay, so now he switched gears. Now he's done, and now he's causing more separation in the manosphere. So, we'll leave it at that. All right, but there is something else that I have to cover. And Jay, let me know if you out there, because Jay is my dude. No homo. But this dude came with the real. This dude came with the real. And watch out how Obsidian comes back at him. Let's listen. Let's listen. Actually, I'll share the screen to Bernard's while we listen to this because I want y'all to see the hypocrisy real time.
Your meetup that you're having in June, you said you want a few good men, and I understand where you're coming from, man. Again, we're not trying to save everybody, man, but the brothers that want to be helped and want to be pointed in the right direction, hey, man, them the guys that's going to gravitate to us.
Right. Yep, I agree. I think that where I'm at in my life is trying to find people who are of my own tribe. You got to find people that are your tribe. That's what you got. You got to focus on that.
Right.
And instead of trying to beat people over the head to do what you want them to do, you just got to find people that are where you're at. That's where I'm at with it.
Where are you at? Like, where are you at? You're not Pookie, Ray Ray, or Educated Lane. What is your tribe? Because those are the only two tribes you seem to recognize. Like, where is your tribe? You was the voice of the everyday brother until you started shitting on the everyday brother.
Stay right there, Xander. Jay, you're on the air. Obsidian Radio. Go right ahead.
Oh, how you doing?
Doing great, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I was just calling to ask a question. I have a question for you because you consider yourself a non.
I like his voice.
Select male.
I do.
So as far.
By the way, that is the epitome of inferiority complex. Just saying.
Are select males because I consider myself select, but then you also say that a lot of select men are pookies, but I have 2 master's degrees.
Well, this is what I often say because people.
And once again, he cannot see color. He only sees black and white. You're either educated lame and select, or excuse me, you're either educated lame or Pookie and Ray Ray, and educated lame is not select, and Pookie and Ray Ray is select. It's part of being an idiot. Like not being able to see nuance. Now here, man, is just saying, listen, and Kevin Samuels, I'm sure he would call himself select, and he's, he's an intelligent brother who, due to circumstances of his own, didn't quite become educated, but we get the point. Alan Roger Curry is educated. So this dude is about to school him. Shout out to Jay.
Will make the point that you're making. It's a good one. It's like all Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims. All select.
That nigga is an idiot to say that. All terrorists are not Muslim. What are you, a fucking moron? Or seriously, are you a moron? Or are you just one of those people that never heard of the Klan? Exactly. And I think he actually claims to be Muslim too. What you just said was stupid. It was stupid. But just so the stupidity can be burned into your brain, because intelligent minds have a tendency to discard stupidity because, relatively speaking, they're inundated with it. I'm going to play that again.
Well, this is what I often say because people will make the point that you're making. It's a good one. It's like all Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims. All select guys are not fuckboys, but all fuckboys are select guys.
Not true. But okay.
Okay. I can rock with that. But also I notice a lot. I see a lot of people hating on a lot of non-select men. Like I use Boyce Watkins as an example a lot because the woman he really wanted, he didn't get her until she was like run through old, and then she had kids. What do you think about
how was she run through?
Well, she already had kids by other guys when he got her. Though.
So I just want you to hang on a second. So
now I want y'all to listen to this, and I'm not going to say Danica Marie. I'm not going to say Danica Marie, author of Submission is Not the Enemy, a key factor to a healthy relationship. I'm not going to mention her again, but I will say that they exist younger, hotter, sexier, childless women who are also submissive. Obsidian don't want you to go for that. He don't want you to go for the younger, hotter, sexier, childless women. He wants to make the dating marketplace difficult for a single Danica Marie, Chantel, Sweet Melody Speaks, and many of the other people in the picnic sphere. It's growing so much that I can't really keep track of it. No, don't go for that. Don't go for a single Amira. No. What's wrong with a woman who already had kids with a used vagina? What's wrong with that?
Old, and then she had kids. What do you think about
how was she run through?
Well,
by run through, it's not like the baby was actually running when it was being snatched out of the vagina, because they typically come head first. But that the baby was pulled through the vaginal canal. That's a run through, if you call that a run. How was she run through? What?
He had kids by other guys when he got her.
So I just want you to hang on a second. So in your view, her having kids means that she's ran through.
I mean, multiple children, I wouldn't deal with it personally. Yes.
All right. So I want you to hear.
So this black man has reasonable standards. His standard is, I do not deal with women seriously that have kids. And to be quite frank, it's a very slim chance at any stage in my life that a woman with children had a reasonable chance. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's highly improbable. It's highly improbable. Yes, I would sleep with you if you're still attractive. It would be highly improbable for me to do something like that, for me to actually wife or take her seriously. But let's just see how he feels about stepdaddyism, shall we? We shall. We shall hear how he feels about stepdaddyism. Keep in mind that it doesn't matter. Well, I'll read the screen again in a moment.
Here it is. I want you to listen to this, and then we're going to come back and talk. Everybody stay where you are. I want you to listen to this.
Alpha Male Training Facility.
All right, this is when he has some stupid little. Hold
on. That's your argument.
I'm not gonna be a stepfather. Point blank. Period. I'm not taking care.
That's not what I didn't ask you that. I didn't. Hang on now. I didn't ask whether or not you would be a stepfather. That's a different question. The question, I'm asking you a question based on what you said. You said that Boyce Watkins' wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins, was ran through. She had kids. So I played the spot. You heard what the brother said. Kevin Samuel said. Oh, okay. So you heard what was going on there. The vagina's been used. She had kids. The vagina's been used. It don't have a tag on it. I can't get jiggy with that shit. Do you agree with that? Yes or no?
The overall statement, I would say no.
Well, okay. So how is that different from what you said just a few minutes ago?
Okay. Well, maybe let me make myself more clear.
Please.
Those women, I would just fuck them. I mean, it's cool to fuck them or whatever, but as far as me making a long-term relationship with that, no.
Okay, so you have no problem having sex with them. You just have a problem marrying them.
That's what he just said. That's what he just said. And myself, I do agree with that. And I'm sorry, ladies, but you don't understand what you're asking a guy. You're asking a guy to raise a child. Participate in the raising process of a child. Now, typically, men who don't have kids, I'm assuming that this guy don't have kids, are apprehensive about fatherhood as it stands by itself, even when it deals with his own kids. You know, boy meets girl, both of them don't have kids. He gets her pregnant, and he's like, oh crap, he'll get nervous about it when it's his own kids, and he has 9 months to prepare for the arrival of his own kids. A woman who has kids are saying, day one, you got to be ready for fatherhood. That's a big order.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So let me ask you, we're going to go back to Dr. Boyce Watkins and Dr. Alicia Watkins.
Y'all hear how he say that? Doctor. She's a doctor. She's a doctor. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with the price of titty in Tahiti? What does that have to do with the price of vagina in Virginia? What does that have to do with the price of nipples in Naples?
You're saying you could see Dr. Watkins having sex with her, but not marrying her.
Exactly.
Okay. Even though she is a doctor.
Yeah, that's...
The fuck does that have to do with anything? So he obviously disagreed with Kevin Samuels when Kevin Samuels played the I'm a PhD snippet. He obviously disagrees with that. Like, oh, wait a minute. You would not date a doctor? Don't you know she's a doctor? Don't you know that if she made a soda, her diet version of the soda would taste just like the regular version of it? She's a doctor. And he's surprised. You're telling me that you wouldn't marry Dr. So-and-so. You're telling me that you would? You would marry a single mother because she got a PhD? You are... If you marry a single mother because she has a PhD, you are stupid. Very, 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 very stupid. The reason that you do that is because you're stupid.
Cool. Even though she is a graduate of the University of Chicago.
What in the entire... You see, He is attracted to women the way women are attracted to men. He is gender reversed. That is why he is looking for the leadership of women. And that is why he is trying to get men to seek the leadership of women. But if you want to go down that path, you must be pretty stupid.
Okay. Even though she is a doctor.
Yeah, that's cool.
Even though she is a graduate of the University of Chicago.
Oh my God. Oh, I didn't know it was the University of Chicago. It's the University of Chicago. You're telling me that you would turn down a single mother because she went to the University of Chicago? It's Chicago. Ooh. Chicago. Ooh. You don't turn down women that go to the University of Chicago. Ooh. Chicago.
That's great. I really don't care.
Even though she had a whole husband first and got divorced, she had a husband first, got divorced, even though that's the case.
What the hell? Even though she had a whole husband first and got divorced, yeah, guys, according to Obsidian, you should be looking for divorced women with kids as long as they went to the University of Chicago. Ooh. Chicago.
That's the case. I don't care.
Okay. Even though she runs marathons and looks fantastic for a woman in her later years.
Like, that doesn't change the things that he is not interested in. I don't even know what chick look like. At this point, I really don't care. But yeah, I just don't. She's an older woman that had several children pulled out of her vagina that you would have to contribute in the uptake of them.
With that much money as a man his age, you can go get a woman way younger than her clean to marry.
Ah, very good point. Younger, hotter, sexier, childless. That's what actual men look for. Younger, hotter, sexier, childless. Now, it's funny because the attraction traits that he is championing them are the attraction traits that women will go for. Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing? Pretty good. You know, you cute, but I'm really not looking for a man right now. Oh, really? Did you know I went to the University of Chicago and I got my PhD? Oh, for real? Yeah, and I run marathons. I look pretty good for my age, don't I? Yeah, yeah, you do. Okay, so why not give me your number? That's something men say to women. But women came to me with that. It's like, no, what the fuck? If I didn't want to fuck you before the University of Chicago, I don't want to fuck you now. No, it's not a fly line. It's not meant to be a fly line, but it's a worse line when women say it. Somebody said I used to live close to UC. I did too, in Berkeley.
Got kids, bye.
Maybe he doesn't want kids. Maybe he's got kids of his own. You ever consider that?
Well, I mean, if you're saying that like her beauty
You
standards,
do know you.
If you don't want kids, then you don't marry a woman with kids. And if you want kids, you don't marry a woman with kids. You marry a younger, hotter, sexier, childless woman, and then you put sperm in her.
You do know that Boris Watkins has kids of his own, right?
Yeah, that's cool. But I mean, as a
Did
man,
you know that?
I could go.
Hang on.
I didn't know,
Easy,
Boyce
easy.
Watkins had kids.
Did you know that Dr. Boyce Watkins already has children of his own?
No, I didn't.
You did not know that. Okay. He has children of his own, and maybe he didn't want any more children. Maybe he was cool with.
Then you get a woman without children.
The child that he has, and he's cool with the children that she brings, and he married her for different reasons.
I personally wouldn't do it. That's just my take on the situation. Me personally, I would go for something, a lot younger. I got a lot of money, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. What do you think about what?
So he's giving the same high value argument that Kevin gives. But what does he know? He has 2 masters.
What do you think about Russell Wilson and Sierra? Do you think that she had a used vagina as well?
I think he's a fucking simp.
Hang on.
Oh, this man is championing Sierra in the Russell Sierra situation. So after spending hours speaking against Pookie Ray Ray, now when he brings up Russell Wilson, who would be, and this is a direct quote from Obsidian, the cleanup man. See how his message has changed? He went from don't be the cleanup man to trying to convince this brother with 2 masters and an income, a substantial income, that he should be the cleanup man. Like Russell Wilson is cleaning up Future's seed.
Do you think that she had a used vagina? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the vagina would. So you agree with the brother in the Kevin Samuel Says ad that's used vagina? What man want a vagina that don't have a tag on it? I can't get jiggy with that shit.
I mean, like I said before, I could get jiggy with it, but that's about it. I ain't wiping it up.
Okay. So you think that Russell Wilson was a simp for marrying Sierra?
Absolutely.
Why do you think he was a simp?
Because he's taking care of another man's kid. Who wants to do that? It's not your genetic material.
Not your genetic material. Okay.
No, I ain't doing that.
Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong for not wanting to marry a woman that has kids. You have the right not to do that. Don't get
He knows he has that right.
me wrong here. So that we're clear, I am not saying that. I'm just trying to understand about the whole piece about used vagina, genetic material, used, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you agree with the brother who said used?
I mean, like I said, I'm trying to make myself as clear as possible.
Yes.
I don't mind fucking them. Okay, I'll fuck the shit out of
them. So you will bang used vagina.
Yeah, absolutely.
You will bang it.
Yeah.
That vagina could be totally used. It could be a worn out bag.
I don't know.
Then you stop banging it. If you come across a woman with a worn out bag, then you just stop banging it. But I will say that, a vagina that had a whole baby pulled out of it is more worn out than one who hasn't. But it's okay when it's your baby. Like, men feel more comfortable with that when it's their baby.
I don't know about a worn out bag, but I mean,
used.
It's gotta be
used. It's a bag. It's used.
You know what I mean? If she keeps herself together, she looks good and everything, I get down with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, after everything's over,
So he plays the bagpipes to say that younger, hotter, sexier, childless women have worn out bad vaginas. And older women, who used to be the younger women with worn out bad vaginas, somehow, with babies, somehow have that tightness. What is he insinuating? So he went from don't be the cleanup men to advocating for single fatherhood. Yeah, Timothy, dude is saying the same thing Kevin Samuel to, Saint Kevin, according to Obsidian. Obsidian is going completely off the rails with Kevin Samuel's teachings. He's just completely not in sync with it.
People collect her stuff and get the fuck out of my mansion.
Hey, old man, can I ask the guy a question?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, brother, let me ask you a question. Are we talking
What's going on?
Hey, brother. Hey, are we talking about a woman with children, or are we talking about a woman with babies? Because there's a big difference between a woman that has babies and a woman who has grown children who are off to college.
Is it really? Like, is it really? I mean, a man should strive for younger, hotter, sexier, childless over both. Just saying. Okay, I guess it's kind of, but really a man should strive for younger, hotter, sexier, childless. So Obsidian is trying to reinforce this notion. He's trying to create an environment where a woman can have children from whomever, and then 18 years later, just go get a guy with a mansion. Because she's educated? What? Country Boy says, now that Senpai, I'd wipe her up and knock her with twins or triplets. She's a younger, hotter, sexier, childless woman.
Off into their career. What's your position on a woman like that? You don't want a woman like that? If you met a woman,
I mean, as far as my dating life, women from all aspects of life. Now, I'm not the type of person that says like I want to cast out the women that are PhDs. Oh no, I mean, there's women that I deal with that make a hell of a lot of money. Like, high value.
But Dr. Alicia Watkins is a PhD though. It's the title doctor.
Okay. That right there was stupid. I'm not going to completely throw out a woman because she's a PhD. I've been with a lot of, but she is a PhD. Like, yeah, he knows because you told him. But what he's saying is he's saying that it don't work against him, but he's also saying it don't work for him. Yeah, that's what he's promoting.
Yeah. But there's different kind of doctors, and we all know that. There's a doctor.
Oh, that's a used vagina doctor.
There's a medical doctor, and they make different amounts of money. You can't sit up here and say, "Oh, I have a PhD in education." You're not.
Her specialty. No, her specialty is relationships. She is an actual relationship counselor.
Okay, exactly, right. And then you can have a woman that's a surgeon that does cosmetic surgery. That's a doctor as well.
Yes, medical doctor. Yes.
Yeah, who's making more money here?
That depends.
Yeah, it does depend, but usually you want to say in general who would make more.
Well, I mean, it will be hard to say because, for example, we
can look up the statistics online and
I'm just saying the sister who is a cosmetic surgeon, the sister Dr. Watkins, who is a relationship counselor therapist. Okay, they both may have their own practice, for example.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Then the question becomes, who is their target demographic, their clientele, and how many hours are they putting in?
True, but in general, you could say if someone graduates with this degree and someone graduates.
Okay, now he's being obtuse. He really knows that, generally speaking, surgeons make more than general practitioners, and especially more than psychotherapists of any type. He knows this, generally speaking. But he wants to, kind of like the world's wealthiest janitor makes more than the world's poorest doctor. You see that? It's a spin move. He does that to exhaust his opposition.
With this degree, they may both have the title doctor. Over the course of their career, who's going to make more money?
But that's just it. That's what I'm telling you. It's hard to say without taking all those other variables into account.
Well, yeah, you can have the unicorns out there. There's Golden Hawks. He might be a sociologist. He's world-renowned and makes a lot of money or something like that. But in general, if you have a PhD in sociology and you're a sociologist, you're usually not making what.
But we didn't say sociology. We said relationship counseling.
Again, if you have a PhD in relationship counseling, in general, you're not making what a surgeon is making. That's the fact.
Okay, I do believe that relationship counseling is in the sociology department. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't know what department that would fall under outside of that. Because relationships is a sociological thing. So, yeah. Anyway.
That depends on what the surgeon is. You said cosmetic surgery. You didn't say heart surgery or brain surgery.
You can put any surgeon up with.
In many cases, cosmetic surgeons make more than brain surgeons, but I mean, they all make more than, or generally speaking, they almost always make more than, relationship counselors.
Against that degree, and usually they're going to be, making a lot more, but, it is what it is.
Okay. One lady says here, Mashan says, 1 minute they don't care about a woman's money. Now he's saying she makes a lot of money. Actually, she makes a really good point because your first point was about used vagina. Used. It wasn't talking about money at all. Now you are talking about money.
Okay, here. Let me make this simple for her, right?
Yes.
So I don't care about your money if you're making a measly $100,000 a year. I really don't. I don't care about your money if you're making $200,000 a year. I start caring about your money if you're making $10 million a year and upwards or something like that. Then I start caring about a woman.
So in that case, you would be okay with Sierra because Sierra makes more than that.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
So you will be okay with her used vagina as long as she's making $10 million.
Yeah, if she's making $10 million, I can swing it.
You can swing it.
I can swing it.
You can swing that. So does that still make Russell Wilson a simp?
I would still call him a simp anyway. I think he's a punk, personally. I mean,
you think he's a punk and a simp?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though Sierra with a used vagina still has $10 million coming in a year.
Yeah, I still think he's a punk. He's stepdaddy season like Boyce Watkins. I'm not being a stepfather. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Can I ask the brother another question?
Yeah.
Well, brother.
So all the brother is saying is that he don't want to be a stepfather. And then Mr. Cleanup Man is now encouraging brothers to be a stepfather. Whatever happened to I'm not going to be a cleanup man? Whatever happened to winter is coming for these baby mamas? Whatever happened to that, Obsidian?
And then nigga, it's not me disrespecting you, man. This is me just wanting to know why are you even worried about what another man is doing? I mean, I don't understand why you putting energy into that.
Well, you asked me a question. I was just responding to the question. I mean, if that makes him happy, I don't care.
Well, I mean, me and Obsidian was up here talking about something totally different, man. You came up here, man, the conversation.
Okay, and then your conversation with Obsidian ended, and then Obsidian said, let me speak to Jay, beginning a new conversation. And Jay, if you're in the chat room, make yourself known.
Actually, it's been about another man's choice in a woman that don't affect you, me, Obsidian, or anybody. I'm just wondering why.
All of this is another man's choice in a woman. All of this. My choice to be with a woman who gets me a sandwich with a biteable booty is another man's choice. His choice to not be with a woman who is a single mom is another man's choice. All of these things are other men's choices. And if you look at the screen, right? If you look at the screen right now, Bernard Riley simply put, American black women view having a husband slash mate as a compliment to their lives. In short, a husband slash mate provides amenities. Black men often see things differently, providing the basics. But what if they don't want to? You're speaking on another man's life. But by the way, by what you see on the screen, he's saying that you should provide amenities to single mothers. Okay. But they have PhDs. University of Chicago. Oh, wrong one.
My point is, I always wondered why people worry about what other people are doing. I mean, what Boyce Watkins or Russell Wilson is doing, it has absolutely zero effect on anybody's life on this panel right here. And I just can't understand why a guy like you, I mean, you say you're an intelligent guy.
I mean, aren't we? We're doing content here, right?
I'm not really. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just like, you seem to be a very intelligent man of means. I just wonder why a guy like.
Oh God. I hear you seem to be an extremely intelligent man of means. You seem like you got them smarts.
Like you were going around worried about what another man is doing. I mean, what Russell Wilson and Dr. Watkins is doing with their personal life, I mean, it affects you zero, man. I just can't understand why you even engage in such a lengthy conversation.
But he has an opinion on it.
About it. I mean, please understand, when I was a younger guy, I didn't date women who had small children. I was cruel, just like you. I was cruel. And I feel strongly about that. But my point is, I didn't really put a lot of energy into thinking about what another man was doing with a woman because it just didn't affect me in no way, shape, or form. And I didn't have the energy to be exerting all that energy that you exert. And this is not me trying to...
I don't feel like I'm exerting a lot of energy at all, honestly. I don't.
He's really not.
Considerable amount, sir. A considerable amount. It might not.
Do you have this kind of low energy vibe with everybody, or just us here?
Low energy? I thought it was high. I mean, I'm getting.
And so this is another educated brother that is clowning Obsidian, and he hates it. He went into attack mode the moment the dude said two masters. The moment the dude said he would select, Obsidian went into attack mode.
The chat going. Seems like we're doing something, right?
Oh, okay. Let me move over here to David. David says this guy clearly has little respect for women and looks at them as a utility. It is what it is. This guy is very shallow, secular, and driven by material. What do you say?
Oh my God. Obsidian, Mr. Bend him over my couch, is talking. Oh, it seems like this guy has very little respect for women. He's shallow. Remember the guy who said looks matters? This is the comment that he chooses to champion. Now it's all about respect. So y'all see that he has changed.
Say to that.
Me personally, absolutely. I am driven by material things. Did you say you're in this for the money? I'm all about the money.
Okay. Let me go and get another brother. American Negro says Watkins is a poor example of anything. He got new teeth put in for a woman who barely wanted to marry him, and now a chubby sister owns his trademark. I don't know who he's talking about with the last part, but new teeth. What's wrong with his teeth? And for a woman that barely wanted to marry, if the woman didn't want to marry him, if the woman didn't want to marry him, she wouldn't have married him. What woman doesn't want to marry? And in the 21st century, what woman doesn't want to marry you that ends up marrying you anyway?
A woman with no options because has kids and stuff.
But that doesn't even make any sense, especially black women. Nobody has anything to say about that, huh? We're taking calls. If you want to join us, you can get on the line here. Just click on the link.
Now, I think that I actually called. Actually, I know I did. I mean, I think that this is the point that I actually called, but I know I did call. I did come up, or attempt to come up on the show, and he did the whole Roadrunner thing on me.
Let me see who else is in the chat room that has something to say about this. Give me a minute. Jessica X says, I don't know why I can't stop laughing. I have a pretty good idea. Let me see. Who else do we have here? Johnny on the spot says Dexter took a break from his laboratory. What do you do for a living?
I'm a private banker.
Oh, private banker. Okay, very good. Yeah. For the mob?
I work with a lot of people.
That was not funny.
People from all around the world.
Oh, for the mob. Okay. You're a lot of money laundering. You're a Pandora Papers guy. Okay. I can see you. So how many women on the planet are making $10 million a year? This is what David.
I mean, I deal with a lot of people in high places. I know a lot of women making that amount of money. You wouldn't see them on Instagram or on Twitter or in everyday life. You might pass them and not know who they are because they don't want you to really know them. I mean, they're private individuals.
Right. Yeah. Jay the Conqueror asks, is that GameChanger?
GameChanger? Huh?
I guess you could take. He said, "Oh, never mind." Okay.
Hey, that's what I meant to ask you, man. What's this? I've been hearing a lot of negative stuff about this GameChanger guy. Can you give me
So y'all hear this, right? So this dude is obviously spreading negative stuff about me and maybe others. Who knows? Like, okay, if we want to play that game, that's fine. Let's see what Obsidian has to say.
brief summary of who and what he is, man?
Man, he's basically a guy online who talks a lot. He's a panelist, and he also is something of a YouTuber in his own right. And his signature thing to do is to talk about his penis. His penis. And he'll do that. Penis. Yeah, that's his main thing. Don't you find that interesting?
Coming in?
Yeah. Don't you find GameChanger's penis interesting?
It's not something I can spend any energy, any time thinking about.
I mean, because he honestly believes that his penis is interesting. That's why he keeps talking about it.
Inferiority complex. You honestly believe that yours is not. I think every man should feel that his penis is interesting. But if you have an inferiority complex, you feel that it's not. Just saying.
So I figured I asked you, do you think it's interesting? He is of the view that women think that his penis is interesting. I would go along with that if other women validated it.
Mm.
Well, I'm not on here fucking like that. I would. Okay.
But the fact that other women don't even, like, no woman even talks about it.
Do any woman talk about anybody's penis on there at all, ever? This is weird. This is starting to get weird. Exactly, says the man who talks about his BJC, and also the man that says, I don't mess with guys unless they're fellow swordsmen.
Johnson is here, man.
Yeah. So that's who he is. That's what he's about. He talks about women getting him sandwiches a lot. He talks about women, should be desiring his penis. He doesn't really explain why. Like, I would like to hear him explain why women should desire his penis. Oh, and he also spent the time.
Well, now we know whose penis they don't desire because you feel that they need a reason to desire any penis. Inferiority complex.
In the company of a woman who he bought a stove for in order to do that. Have you ever?
And here comes the stove talk. Here comes the stove talk. Now this is about to get interesting. But before we get into him shaming me about the stove, let's read what he wrote on March 11, 13 days ago. Shall we? We shall. Bernard Riley, simply put, American black women view having a husband slash maid as a compliment to their lives. In short, a husband slash maid provides amenities. Amenities. Black men often see things differently, providing the basics. This dude is all hypocrite. Let's continue.
You bought any appliances in order to spend time with a woman, Jay?
Absolutely, man. Like,
Oh, him, me, Kevin Samuels. Oh, oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt.
to be honest with you, hell yeah, I be tricking off sometimes.
So you bought appliances before?
I bought everything: cars, appliances.
You bought
jewelry,
cars, appliances,
stuff, houses,
trains, planes, and automobiles.
Yeah, hell yeah. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie about it.
And you know what? Oh,
Now this is Obsidian getting clowned by an educated dude again. Maybe he's gonna scream, "You're not smarter than me," you know, because when he runs out of stuff to say. So at this point, I'm in the back attempting to come up to, tell them who I really am, but he don't want that to happen. So he's doing his Roadrunner thing.
man, as me and my wife was splitting up, man, I bought her a stove and a pistol as we was breaking up. So
Oh, dang. So he bought a stove too and a pistol for whatever reason.
You did that going out the door.
I did it going out the door too. It was a 3-week vacation, or maybe a month. But yeah, it was the end of the vacation. I was in Santo Domingo with her for the last 4 days of it.
yeah.
But he did it going in the door. He bought.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Stop your lying.
A stove going in the door, and Jay knows quite a bit about that because he's buying whole living room sets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's buying amenities. You know that thing that you're talking about in the chat right here? He's buying amenities. Bernard Riley, simply put, American black women view having a husband slash mate as a compliment to their lives. In short, a husband slash mate provides amenities. Amenities. This man is providing amenities. That thing that you said, black men all see things differently, providing the basics. He's providing these things to them, and you are shaming him for it. You are stupid.
Shit. Yeah, if she bad enough, I mean, any nigga
You
out
buying
here
silly prostitutes to get in
any
there.
nigga saying he ain't spending some money is lying, bro.
So you buying
And he just called Obsidian a liar.
proud of getting that ass.
Yeah.
You buying Ethan Allen to get up in that.
If she bad enough, I'm gonna spend some damn money, okay? Yes.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Because to me, it don't mean nothing. To me, it ain't nothing. To me, it's nothing to drop something like that.
It ain't nothing to you to buy a stainless steel stove. It ain't nothing to you to do that.
Now he's just adding stainless steel. Like, okay, Obsidian, you're not going to shame this brother. You're not going to shame this brother. You're not going to shame this brother.
To me, that's nothing.
That's nothing. Okay, let me get Nuruddin in here. Nuruddin, you're on the air. Obsidian Radio. Go right ahead.
Hey, it's been a while, man. I'm sorry I haven't been able to be on a while. I'm
working
on getting my hazmat, man. Getting this CDL.
All right, that's enough of that. I got one more clip, then I'm gonna close down. All right, give me a second while I cue it up. Where's the StreamYard tab? Give me a second, y'all. Man, I got so many of these. It's ridiculous. All right, let me see. All right, give me a second. Now let me. Actually, I'll just play it while I queue up the other stuff.
Yeah, but
Hit the like button.
I understand that part of it, but I don't think you can front load it with people being too concerned about other people's relationships. I don't know if you could front load it with that, because we all giving social commentary on the nonsense, you know.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I agree on that part, but it's just like when I say other people's relationships, I mean literally someone else's relationship. Boy with girl, he did this, she did that. That part of it. I'm not just talking about it in the general sense, like we talk about it in the manosphere, but like literally pulling out a individual couple and analyzing their this and their that.
And here's the thing about that. What are we analyzing? Because again, I went on the principle of constitutional law. There's nothing to analyze in the first case. And if we're going to move to the second one with the toe-sucking guy on Instagram, there's nothing to analyze there either. That's that man's personal business. What he spend his money on and what he do with his dime and on his time is.
Now notice this. So a guy is spending money and sucking toes, but he comes at me over a stove. Somewhere in the world, there's a guy making it rain and sucking toes. But GameChanger bought a stove. He bought a stove. He bought a stove. Pegging okay. Sucking toes okay. Breaking bread and sucking toes is okay. Buying a chick that I've been with for over a year. Not really been with. Like it was an annual vacation thing, and I seen her the year before, and then I seen her the following year. Huh. Interesting.
It's his business. What is there to talk about?
Yeah, see, now that's where I disagree. Okay, I agree that it is his business, but I do think that that men on media platforms that do talk about relationships and just overall interactions between men and women, and particularly black men and black women, we should, if the manosphere exists for any reason, one of the reasons is for us to make it clear to men that no, you shouldn't be jumping off a cliff without a parachute like that, spending that much money.
What are you talking about?
So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Real quick. Hold on, real quick. I want to ask Obsidian this question. You don't think that a man is behaving stupidly spending $15,000 on a woman? I'm assuming that's how much that vacation cost you, about $15,000.
We pocket watching now?
You don't.
We tallying up the coins and the pennies now?
Yes.
You got the ad machine out there doing the Medea there. You know, they're adding that all up on the ad machine. $15,000 and $24.54.
No, I just eyeballed it. Okay, so you don't think that?
Okay, so this is interesting. He's coming at me for a $200 stove, but he's backing a guy that spent $15,000 on a woman. And remember how starchy was? He was just like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I never bought this. I never bought that. I never bought this. I never bought that. I never bought a wiffle bat, a wiffle ball bat, y'all. Oh crap. This dude is a natural born hypocrite.
that men should say that a man is behaving stupidly if he's spending roughly $15,000 on a woman who hasn't even agreed to even be in a relationship with him. He's spending that much
stupid
money on a woman that's not his woman. You don't think men should say?
Proposition Joe said it best from The Wire. A man learns best when he gets burned.
Yeah, you don't think men? Okay. Do you think this goes back to the core of part of the reason?
Do a man learn best when he get burned? Take that, that virus that came out in the 80s. Do you have to get that virus to learn to put a condom on? Or is that something that you should pretty much know? That's something that you just pretty much know. Unless you're stupid. You actually have to get burned in order, just kind of like those people that have to go to jail to know not to go to jail. Pretty stupid.
Why you wanted to start the Black Manosphere?
Oh no, the reason why I wanted to start the Black Manosphere was to get back at these so and so's.
Yeah, and to start or as you said,
not to watch other men and watch what they doing with their crotch.
No. It's you said it's been.
You pocket watched me, Obsidian.
A non-versation going on.
That's right.
You wanted.
I didn't say anything about what men do with their time and their dime. That's their business.
Obsidian, don't do this. Obsidian. Don't do this to me today, man. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you why I started.
Obsidian. Okay, wait, hold on. Obsidian, just take a relax. Breathe for a little bit. All right, let's breathe. All right.
Bernard is getting frustrated. This dude is a hypocrite.
The non-versation that was going on, in that non-versation, things like that was okay.
You kidding?
Things in the non-versation before men started talking and giving their perspective, the media, daytime TV, movies.
So you're telling me that
the song Obsidian, let me make my point. Let me talk on my show. The general perception from the music, from the movies, from the TV, from the media, that a man should go all out like that just to ask a girl to be his girl.
How come I never
and nobody stepped up and said that, wait a minute, women are, use ARC terms, women are a bit duplicitous. You are potentially being a sucker. You jumping out there. You're going to be doing something stupid, ridiculous. You're opening yourself up to get played by this woman who's made zero commitment to you. You're just opening yourself up. You're being a goddamn clown doing all of that, jumping out there like that.
I saw that video.
Somewhere, hold on, wait. Somewhere in the conversation, when men started speaking up online, they start explaining to men that no, you don't jump out there like that. You let her come to you. She got to show and prove more before she gets that kind of treatment. Whereas before in the non-versation, it was she gets that treatment outright by fiat. Just she's a woman, she deserves that treatment. The manosphere came in, stepped up, and said, no. A woman has to deserve that treatment.
Well,
I think men. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna land the plane. I think men should step up and speak to men and say, hey, a woman must earn that type of treatment. Don't do all that for a woman that's not your woman.
That's never been
my argument. Be saying that.
That's never been my argument. Yeah, right. I can say that other people want to do that in the Black manosphere. Good on them. That's never been my argument. My position has always been that it's for each man to decide for himself what he wants his mating life to be. That's his choice and his decision to make.
So, remember how today he just went on that whole diatribe about what I choose for my mating life to be? Oh, he likes to spank, he likes to degrade, he likes to punish, etc., etc., etc. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, he likes to do that. It's so degrading. But now listen to him.
Do that in the black manosphere, good on them. That's never been my argument. My position has always been that it's for each man to decide for himself what he wants his mating life to be. That's his choice and his decision to make. That's not for me to make. That's his business. If he wants to spend 15 grand to take a woman wherever they went and suck on her toe, that's his business.
Don't take her there.
So I guess the whole stove thing that you just spent an hour criticizing, that's not my business, right? That's not my business.
Suck on her toes and then say, "Will you be my girlfriend, please?" No, men should say that that's stupid. It's his business, but we should say, yeah, it's your decision. But men,
is it stupid or is it stupid?
If they put it out there publicly, men should publicly say, "You're making a stupid decision."
All right, so the brothers that are out there that are so bent out of shape over this, so they
not bent out of shape. Whoa, hold on, wait, time out.
Obsidian, if I may, I'll help you out.
I want to make sure we're speaking properly. We're not bent out of shape about this. We're responding to the previous standing narrative with a different narrative of how men should operate. That's all.
Okay, but where does that end, Bernard? Where does that end? See, we're having a thing right now with the passport bros and the black male travel groups. Let me tell you what's going on. They have gotten so bad, they starting to tell dudes how much money they should be spending on a Thai girl who's paid for play. Now they pocket watching them. Oh, you paying too much. Oh, you're driving up the price.
Keep in mind that during the same month, Obsidian started pocket watching me. Just saying.
Dude, if you grown, you done flew 2,000 miles from home. What difference do it make what some other dude is paying?
I get that part.
You see the madness in this?
I see the madness in what you're talking about right there, but put it like this. Okay, if me and you
What's it to you what Consuela charged me for a BJ?
Pablo, okay, if I'm new to traveling, I don't know the going rate for some poon over there. So I go over there to Thailand and I drop $1,000 for some poon. As my friend, I would expect you to elbow me and like, bro, you probably could have got that for about $150 like that.
We're really price comparing BJs now. That's where we're at.
Okay, so Stefan, Educate Tyrone says, "Oh man, better hope I don't run into." Okay, yeah, no talk like that. Thanks for the super chat, but yeah, no talk like that. No need for that. All right. Bernard loves this shit. If he could have old man on his show, he would do it. Well, he can. I don't get that part. He's a part of this madness. No, that's old man right there. He can. Oh, on the show every day. I got you. Okay, got you. Thanks a lot.
I would think.
Yeah, that's where we at.
No, hold on. Look, listen. Y'all know I don't
You're
do
going to a DJ Groupon now? Is that it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, listen. All right. 15. If you find a girl and you like her and you want to be with her, hey, if you want to spend $15,000 on a vacation, on a 9-day vacation, just so you can ask her, "Will you be my girlfriend?" By all means, go for it. That's your business. I think you're stupid, but that's your business.
Hey, throwing his money assume party. That's what he want to do. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong. The gentleman in question in the Instagram, the toe sucking guy. Have we heard from him? Has he gone? Has he taken to the parapet to lodge his grievance at the lovely lady who absconded after he flew her halfway around the world and licked on her toes and then she curved them? Has he lodged his grievance?
No, and we don't need all of that to say whether or not somebody a safe bet or not. We don't need We can still say that was a pretty risky, a high risk bet, without knowing the outcome of it. Some people make high risk bets and they win.
Well, let me ask you this.
We can still legitimately say that man made a high risk bet.
Well, let me ask you this: what if we could you could do the what if Marvel, right? So what if we could take it? We saw the toe sucking. What if she was booty clapping? What if she was riding the black monolith? What if she was paying the appropriate propitiation to the black monolith? We got to see all the tape in 4K video. Would that be better? Would that be okay?
Well, I don't even know if that has to do anything, whether or not we saw a tape of them having sex.
Yeah, it's now he's just being Obsidian, and by that I mean weird as hell. But yeah, this your man. I'm playing about 2 more minutes of this. I'm close now.
I don't know if that has to do anything.
I'm just curious because a whole lot was said about the toe sucking and stuff. So I'm thinking.
Come on, that was just a joke. That was just a joke. I said he's sucking toes for the gram. That was just a joke.
Well, what if he was hitting it from the back for the gram? Would that be okay?
I don't understand what that has to do with any point that I made.
Well, I mean, she still said that she didn't want to be his girl, but he was able to hit it from the back for the gram. Would that make it better? I'm just trying to find a line here on this.
No, I said exactly what the line was.
What if he was getting sloppy toppy from the gram? Would that be okay?
I said exactly.
I mean, he got pool sex, but what else what's the problem?
Was
he still said that
he's sucking toes for the gram? That was just a joke.
Well, what if he was hitting it from the back for the gram? Would that be okay?
I don't understand what that has to do with any point that I made.
Well, I mean, she still said that she didn't want to be his girl, but he was able to hit it from the back for the gram. Would that make it better? I'm just trying to find.
Okay. Just to point out one final hypocrisy. He came at me for saying the word penis. Now he's talking about hitting it back from the back. He's basically coming up with several different colloquialisms for sex. And it's not pertinent. Bernard is like, what does that have to do with anything? But he is still talking about sex to a man. And he talks about me for bringing up penis in front of women. I
don't understand what that has to do with any point that I made.
Well, I mean, she still said that she didn't want to be his girl, but he was able to hit it from the back for the gram. Would that make it better? I'm just trying to find a line here on this.
No, I said exactly what the line was.
What if he was getting sloppy toppy from the gram? Would that be okay?
Bernard's like, I said what the line was, and he's still talking. He's still talking. He's still saying sex stuff.
I said exactly.
I mean, he got pool sex, but what else what's the problem? He got his pool sex. He's happy. What's the problem?
Yeah, my position is that a man shouldn't spend $15,000 just to ask a girl to be his girlfriend.
So that's his money,
right?
That's his money.
Okay, well, hold on, let me speak broadly. That individual man can do what he wants to do. In general, I don't think it's a good idea for men to do that. Is that a less controversial statement? In general, I don't think it's a good idea for men to do that. Is that
okay?
Is that
See,
fair?
this is where the manosphere get goofy to me.
Okay.
Like, take the Russell Wilson Sierra thing. It would have been cool the first year and a half, 2 years. Oh, look, Russell picked up the baby mama and this and that. Okay. 7 years later and 2 more kids, they still talking about what's his name's imprint. Future's imprint.
I agree with that.
Anytime now, Pablo, they're gonna break up. It's
all gonna end. It's all going in flames.
Time out. Let's not conflate. I agree.
Okay, enough of that foolishness. Because Bernard nor I, really nobody I know is really talking about Russell and Sierra until the dude brought it up there, and that was Obsidian. When I say the dude brought it up to Jay, nobody is doing that at all. Period. Like, they're posing an argument so they can pose a counter argument in defense of Russell Wilson. Don't really care at this point. You know, I really didn't care when it first started, but it is what it is. So basically, if you're looking for some thread of commonality in the hypocrisy, what you will find is that Obsidian is interested in shaming and attacking men, not women. In his attempt to become Kevin Samuels, he has stopped almost all attacks on women. You see, you can critique a man for buying a stove, but you can't critique another man for spending $15,000 on a woman that he isn't rightly even with, just to ask if he can be with her. You see, critiquing that man would interfere with her bag. So he's not going to do that. But hey, what do I know? This is the guy who says that it's okay if women are in charge of the manosphere. Why not? Why not have women in charge of the manosphere? But with that being said, let me see if I missed anyone in my focus. The Mars Webs, yeah, that's the last one. All right. So with that, I actually did have an offline cash app, so hopefully the brothers in the building. Hold on. Give me a second. Darren, appreciate you a lot, brother. Appreciate you for the offline super chat. All right, so or cash app. All right, so with that, I'd like to thank the cash apps and super chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out, and remember, this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.